is that? Okay, let's go back a bit to what I was saying. So, hello everybody, I am Yo Senpai, and this wasn't intended round to be part with Marathon before it started, but I was asked to include it, so I'm here again, but now with another classic PlayStation game, which is Pac-Man World. This is a game released back in 1999. It's supposed that in the year 2000, the first Pac-Man arcade game was gonna be 20 years old, and some weeks ago the game went 40 years old. So we continue with the party with the anniversary of Pac-Man, and the category is all stages, which means that I need to complete all the stages that the game has. This is kinda, well, not a kind of. This is the wait a moment. Going back to this thing, what I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. Did something can tell me what I was talking about? Okay, well, let's forget about what I was saying. Let's go back to the game. Well, all levels is the intended any person route, since there are some glitches for the any person category that allows us to complete the game even without completing some stages. But don't worry, this category also has its glitches and some out of bounds stuff that we're gonna be enjoying a bit. So. The countdown is gonna start once I press the cross button on start, so 3, 2, 1, go. And let's start with the action. So we're gonna start here at Buccaneer Beach. This is the first stage of the game, and we're forced to play this. After we play this, we can access to other sections of the Ghost Island, and we can play under different stages. So now here we are introduced to the zigzagging, which is the main movement technique on the game. Okay, I wasn't expecting to do that. There we go, that was what I was trying to do. And so here, the zigzag helps to us to make the Pac-Man moves a bit faster than usual, making that this turns more faster than just walking around. And zigzag is basically just matching up right, up left, and vice versa in order to increase the Pac-Man's speed. And now we go here with our first out of bounds trick. Let's bless in order that I can get this on the first attempt. And there we go, first attempt. So it's supposed that I should have used something like the platform that I'm using here in order to open a cage, open a wall. So I was able to continue walking, but I was able to get that skip on the first attempt. Something that's really weird for me, but I'm really happy that it happened. So you need to make in your mind the idea that we're gonna be watching Pac-Man wheeling during all the run. And I'm gonna have some good time to talk about the history of the game and a bit in another stuff. No, don't save the game. Don't save the game. Oh, okay, I got a bit confused, but let's keep going. So, what I need to do on this game is that some Pac-Man friends were kidnapped and I need to rescue them. And some stages I'm gonna get a key, and this stage I'm gonna get the key, and the next stage I'm gonna get the friend. So the history behind of this game is that for Pac-Man's 20th anniversary, he was gonna have a party in his house. But while his friends were coming to his house, they started to get kidnapped. And nobody knew, well, it's supposed that we don't know where they are or what happened here. But once Pac-Man arrived to his home after going to work, he notices that his house was a big mess up and nobody was present for his birthday party. So he was really sad about it. And then when he walked again outside of his home, being sad about what happened, he found a lot of invitations that says that there was a party on Ghost Island where you can meet the real Pac-Man in person. So obviously he got mad and he know what was happening here. And when we move to the island, we see that the ghost has kidnapped all Pac-Man friends except Pac-Man. They failed on their mission of kidnapping Pac-Man. So now Pac-Man, an evil bot that claims himself as the real Pac-Man, and now once that Pac-Man discovered what happened and he traveled to the island, he just wanna Well, Pac-Man just wanted to stop him, so before he can reach, before Pac-Man can reach Pac-Man, it's supposed that the ghosts are gonna try to stop us, and that's the history of the game. It's better to watch the cutscenes if you haven't understood what I have said, because honestly I haven't understood what I have tried to explain. So in order to rescue our Pac-Man friends, we are gonna need to get these keys. In this case, on Force Scope, we get this key, and the next stage, Crazy Canyoning, is where we are gonna find our friend, which in this case is gonna be Dig Dog. This is a character that's not from Pac-Man universe, but it's a Namco character, so they decided to use him. So why not? If it's from the same company, they can do that. And the difference with any percent is that on any percent there are some tricks that helps us to skip some stages, like some stages later on the run. But in all levels, obviously, we're gonna be watching all of this. This is something good. This is something that I like about this category, because even on 100%, you don't play all the stages. You can skip the boss fights using a similar glitch, or the same glitch that you use on 8% to skip another stages. So that's the reason why I really like all stages, because we're gonna see later some cool bosses, or probably the only cool boss from all gaming history. But we're gonna leave that discussion for later on the run. So here, what I'm gonna be doing, as I've said before, is just to use the abuse of the zigzag hand technique, plus also Pac-Man on his transition to the 3D universe. He gained some new power-ups and movements. In this case, he can double bounce like if he were a ball. Something curious is that in some heals and on some sections similar to a heal, if we don't keep double bouncing, Pac-Man is gonna fall down. So it's really cool that Namco decided to give a Pac-Man this vibe similar to a ball or something like that. It's pretty cool, I should say. So on this game, you can, as you have seen, there's like a health bar that it's in the same shape as the 2D Pac-Man. We can have 4 pieces of health. Obviously, the last one doesn't show any health, that it's the same situation that I am. So this means that if I receive a hit, I'm gonna die. But I have catch here an extra piece of health just to be a bit safer. And also something really important that I need to mention is that if I run out of lives, there's gonna be a runner kill, because when you run out of lives, you just can continue. You have saved your game. Just in case, I'm gonna save the game in some specific sections, just to avoid this kind of thing. Probably this gets more complicated. And now, once I have completed all this stage, I just came here and I saved Dig Dog. And all the 6 runs that we're gonna be watching during the game, I don't remember if it's the correct order, but we're gonna be watching Dig Dog, Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man Jr., Professor Pac, Baby Pac, and probably I'm forgetting some. Okay, I was forgetting Pac-Dog. So those are the 6 Pac-Man friends that we're gonna be rescuing. Each of them is on each island. There's a total of there's a total of 6 sections to the game just on a single island. But at the beginning of the game, we just can't access to the first 3 sections. To access to the other half of the game, we need to complete all the first stages that we are able to play. So this is HMS Winepack. This is the boss of the Pirate Zone. This is not something complicated in some way. I just need to complete all this section, avoiding receiving damage from him on this bridge, and then here I need to smash on these buttons on the floor. So with these things that are gonna spawn, I can take back all the cannonballs that this boss throws to me. So sometimes it's a bit complicated to try to have a good timing with the buttons in order to make that the cannonballs go back at the correct moment. Okay, that was bad. I'm close. I just need to do a couple of hits and then I'm gonna be done with this boss. And there we go. First boss defeated. So now I'm gonna move to the next section of the game, which are the caverns. And this is another curious thing about the game, because generally each section of this island has 4 stages, 3 regular stages and a boss fight. But this cavern section has 2 sections in general. Well, not 2 sections, it has just 2 stages instead of 3 regular ones. With the boss fight, there are 3 stages. And you're gonna notice that these stages are gonna be more longer than the other ones. And the reason behind this is that there was a 3rd stage in development that it's actually hidden on the game code, and just you can access to it with some game shark codes. And this was because Namco ran out of time to finish. Oh, okay, that was what Namco ran out of time to develop all the stages of the game, so they just decided to squeeze what they have done in that incomplete stage in the other one. So that's the reason why this zone is the only one with 2 stages, but the stages are longer at the same time. So here in Chris's Cavern, there's nothing to complete here. Usually this stage is a skip on the any person category, but since this is a levels, obviously we need to complete all of these things. So instead of completing all this little maze section, I just move the platform and fall down, and then I can came back here to the I can came to this lower section of the stage. I got confused. And we are gonna start on a little bit to watch the craziness of the game, because the game is very well designed that you can get out of bounds almost at any place. So we're gonna start with the first nice out of bounds of the game. So if I do this correctly, okay, I have died. So here there's a complete section where you need to go to the top of the screen, to the top of the stage to activate a switch, but you need to get a fruit to open that door, and after that you're gonna activate the switch, and then you need to come down and start to swim here. But if I do this, I can go out of bounds, avoiding all of that section, and I can save 30 seconds. Obviously, I haven't saved that time because I have died, but I have saved some time because I have skipped entirely what I need to do. And I just can't go out of bounds easily, because something curious about this game is that there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna looks like all those stuff is solid, but the real thing is gonna be another one. There's no hitbox collision in most of the stuff that you're gonna be watching in all the stages in all the game. So you need to be so careful about what are you gonna be doing. Okay, so now Chris's Cavern and it's Manic Mines. I got confused. Manic Mines is the second stage where we are gonna get both the key, and also we're gonna be rescuing our next friend, which is gonna be Pac-Man. And also there's gonna be another skip here. So what are we gonna be doing is that later in the game, you need to. And I have died again. I don't know what is happening to me. These both deaths that I have got on this run are the first time that I get them doing runs of this. So this is gonna force me to change my route, because after this, obviously I was gonna go against Anubis Rex. But I think I'm gonna take a backup route, because for Anubis, I need to have as much life as I can, because it's a pretty complicated boss. And here, what I was explaining that in order to get the key to save our friend Bagdog, we need to complete a kind of maze in order to get a fruit that's gonna let us to activate the switch, which is gonna show us. It's gonna give to us a moving platform, and it's gonna let to us to move to where the key is. But doing some damage boostings, we are gonna be able to skip all of this. So as you can see, probably this is the most longest stage of all the game. because I go again back to the topic that well, Namco run out of time to develop correctly all the stages, and also doing the zigzag I can skip some longest sections of the game and going through these routes instead of the intended ones, saving some seconds. Because remember guys that even on speedrun, every frame is important. So here, and continue with this section, well, I don't have so much things to say, I have to say one other things. Mostly, up to this point, we need to start with, to have in mind that if everything looks solid, the real thing is that not everything has a collision box in the game. So we're gonna start with some spots where also we're gonna be able to keep doing some out of bounds stuff. And well, here I just need to activate the switch. A moving platform is gonna spawn. I need to avoid this tornado. I came here to the platform and I just can leave. Also, there's another of the movements that Pac-Man got on the 3D universe, which is the dashing. This happens when I press the square button. If I keep it pressed, and what is gonna happen is that he's gonna start to dash, and once I'll release the square button, he's gonna start to run and well move faster. And also the dash is gonna help to me in order to activate some moving platforms such as the previous one that we have seen. And also I need to be careful with those switches on the floor. We're getting closer to the section I was talking about. So here I'm gonna take a little backup that is gonna take an extra life, because here for the damage boosting I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna try to get it on the first attempt, because if I start to fail it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go a bit ahead in the stage and then I'm gonna catch a checkpoint so I can give it a try to this again. So I need to be careful here because I need to have at least one extra piece of health to do the damage boosting section, and with this I'm gonna be able to avoid entirely the little maze section that I need to take, because also this game keeps the classic Pac-Man and gameplay, and sometimes we're gonna be able to have some little mazes during these stages in order to get some stuff. So here I activated this, not on purpose, because sometimes you can skip it, sometimes not. But if I do a double jump here and then I double jump over this thing, I can try to reach the higher platform. I fail on the first attempt. I failed again. Please, need to get it. I failed again, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna catch a checkpoint that it's later on this section of the game, and I'm gonna came back to do this. I really feel bad because when I was practicing I got this on the first time. So now, once I spawn again, I'm gonna be careful in order to don't receive damage, so I can try this 3 times. So let's see. I failed. Let's try it again. There we go, I got it. So with this I can get this key in the not intended way, because as I said before, I need to complete a little maze thing so I can open that. I can get the bananas that I need to open that door, and with that I can activate the switch that spawns the platform on a lower section, where I'm gonna be able to get it. So it's supposed that here, once I activate this switch, as you can see, and some packages are going to appear, so I can have a kind of similar gameplay to original Pac-Man. But doing this damage boosting, I just can avoid all of this, and I can go directly to get the key and save the dog. Because as you have seen, I have got the bananas there, but that's something I'm not going to require because I already got the key. Not in the intended way, but hey, we saved some time. So now, as I've said before, instead of matching, okay, I made a big mistake. I should have saved here. I'm gonna plug them. I'm gonna put them in my memory card on my console. And well, instead of going against one of these wrecks because I'm low on lives, I'm gonna complete first the third section of the game, which is the space zone. And here we're gonna start with more cool action. Again, we're gonna be watching 3 regular stages plus boss stage. And yeah, somebody beat you with the gift subs. That's something good. something good that more people are fighting in order to be the top sub-gifters for this marathon, because remember that all the money goes for a good cause. So here in the also another of the good things that we have on the game is that if we get this pack dots, also we can use this as a Samo in order to shoot it and break some boxes, go against some enemies, and all of those things. And for example here, each time that I get a pack dot, I can use it as a kind of projectile, and I can save some time with this. But also I can break some boxes. So it's not something required that I get the pack dots on this run, but sometimes I'm gonna be getting it to save some time. So now it's moment to move to another out of bound, but first I'm gonna catch his life, because again I need to complete another little maze here. But if I do some specific jumps over here, I just can avoid all of this section and save it, and I can save another 30 seconds, because again I needed to activate a switch that was gonna activate a little maze that I need to complete. Then I'm gonna get a fruit that I need to use in order to open a door, and then I need to activate a switch that deactivates that wall, so I'm gonna be able to cross over there. But we are doing a speed run, so we cannot do that obviously. And I'm taking so much risks because I'm not saving the game. So now, that was a speed race. This is far out. This is the stage where we get both the key and our friend. And after this stage, you don't play the rest of the stages on any percent. So here I'm gonna get a pack dot. Okay, I haven't got one. That was bad, but it doesn't matter. I need to get one pack dot to open a box, but also with a double jump I can open it. This is the box right here, because it's gonna give to me an extra life and I can be a bit safe. And also I need another one to defeat this enemy, but the double jump can help to us sometimes. It doesn't matter that I have received damage here. Okay, now it matters that I have received damage, because it's supposed I should have avoided that meteor. And also, if I activate some switches and I found this kind of pack dots, for some reason Pac-Man is gonna start to fly around. So this is gonna be the section where I'm gonna get the key. So what I need to do here is that I'm gonna first activate this switch that is gonna spawn this platform on the floor. And then I'm gonna go to the top of the screen. I need to activate another switch, and then I need to go back down again, grab the key that is gonna spawn, and then I need to go back in order to save Professor Pac-Man. So I make a double jump here. And now I need to go back. So I just walk around here. I go down, I activate the switch, I get the key, and let's go back to the top again. I can do a little damage boosting here, but that wasn't the place I was expecting to do it, and that's the reason also why I wanna reach this point with as much health as I can, because definitely this is gonna help to me in order to do the damage boosting. Because once I save a Pac-Man friend, they're gonna lead to me health refill. That's gonna refill all my health, and I just can keep going. And let's just reach the end of the stage. Okay, we keep receiving damage. It's not supposed that should happen. And also there's another extra life here. Suppose that I just dash here and I try to catch it, but there was some time that I tried to do that and I wasn't on the correct position, so the game just decided to make that I bounce to other section of the game, making that I died, so I decided to take that more safely. And it's supposed that if I activate that switch, we're gonna have another little maze that it's not important here, so I just can avoid it and I can reach the token at the end of the stage. So we have completed also Far Out. Now give me Space, the third space stage of the game, and we're gonna have again some kind of mix between what we have seen on the previous two stages. Something I like about this game is that every stage is unique. Every stage is gonna have something new and good to add. So there's gonna be a lot of surprises here. I need to get this piece of health just to be a bit safe. So there's gonna be a lot of platforms here that if I am quick enough, I can skip. So I'm gonna skip one of these platforms on a bit because there's gonna be a box here that if I reach on the top of this and I make a double jump, okay, so if I make a double jump, I just can reach the other platform that I need. Skim here, another double jump. And also I can do a double jump here and I don't need to go through the intended way. And well, here I just need to activate these two switches that are gonna... The first one is gonna activate a kind of maze here, but that's gonna be useless. What I need to do is just to came to the middle section of this little maze, and then I'm gonna be free and able to keep going. And now more zigzagging action, but here I'm gonna take this a little bit safe because we have a very reduced section to keep walking, and if you are like me and you're a bit dumb with your left thumb in order to zigzag, probably you're gonna lose a life, and what do we want to do here is to keep as much lives as we can. So in order to progress with the stage, I need to continue in this section. I'm gonna wait until that platform change its size again. Okay, I'm gonna wait again until this gets bigger. Okay. I get the token, and there we go. I have defeated all the regular space stages. And now it's time to watch probably the most longest boss fight in the game, and at the same time probably the best boss stage of this game. I have said that this was a game released for the 20th anniversary of Pac-Man, and we have seen that Puka, a character from Dig Dug, it's present on the game. So if you know very well everything about the 80s video games, mostly talking about the arcade titles, probably you're gonna understand the reference of this stage, and you're gonna notice which is the inspiration about this stage called King of Action. The reason why I decided to play this first before Anubis Rex is because on this stage you can get a good amount of life, because you have seen every time that I defeat the enemies I get points plus them. Sometimes they're gonna leave some pieces of health, or they're gonna release some fruits. So at the end of the stage, with the points, I'm gonna be able to gain some extra life. So after this, I'm gonna save the game just to be a bit safe. Also, this stage takes like 4 to 5 minutes. I don't remember exactly. It takes between 4 to 6. And also, if I die on this stage, I'm gonna waste a huge amount of time. There's a checkpoint here, but the problem is gonna be with the boss fight. So if I died in the boss, I can almost lose like 3 minutes. My PB in this game is 1 hour and 19 minutes and 39 seconds. So my estimate, I have I have any kind of bigger mistake estimated. So hopefully nothing bad is gonna happen. And also probably on the last phase of the boss, I'm gonna keep quiet just in case that the monster wanna say something related to the event. Because probably I'm gonna keep quiet in order to try to focus. I'm gonna be trying to explain a bit the boss fight, and now I have reached. I'm gonna be it's not really we're gonna start with the real boss of this stage, and you're gonna understand why I really love this boss. So now here at King of Action, what I need to do is that I need to explode all of the eyes that this boss has, and at the same time, once I explode one of its eyes, some enemies are gonna spawn. So depending on the phase, it's gonna be the difficulty, because some enemies are gonna be harder to defeat than other ones, because some of them are gonna be harder to defeat because they're gonna be quicker to move, they're gonna have more health, they're gonna be using some shields, and also they're gonna start to shoot to me. Plus, also King of Action is gonna start to shoot to me some. I don't know, raise steam? I don't know how to define that. And also, I'm trying to destroy first the ice in the corners, because that ice used to be more time outside of the screen. So it's better to explode them on the first cycles, because you're gonna have trying to. Well, after you complete one of the cycles of the boss, the next one is gonna be more difficult to complete. So this is gonna make that when you try to destroy all of these sides, probably it's gonna take you more time or it's gonna be more difficult. So I prefer to destroy for the eyes on the corners. So I'm getting close to the last phases of the boss, so I'm gonna keep quiet, and if another has something to say, this is a very good moment, otherwise I'm gonna keep quiet for like 1 minute. And so let's start with the last phase and the most difficult one. Usually a lot of my runs just like here, so hopefully nothing bad is gonna happen. Believe me that trying to avoid all of these things is a bit hard, plus I have the control in a position where I can smash both the cross and circle buttons in order to keep shooting. And I use the D-pad to move here. We're fine. There we go. Third boss effect. And now it's time to go back and defeat Anubis Rex. This is so tiring for my list. Okay. I'm gonna save the game just to be a bit safe, and I have got a bunch of extra lives I have told you guys. I have saved this on game 2. And then a heart is gonna be free for a couple of seconds in the middle of the stage, and I need to make a dash against that heart. For now this looks easy, but wait until we start with the third phase, which is where everything gets harder. The good part of this is that if we die, we keep the amount of hearts that we have destroyed, so that's something good at least from this boss. Wait, what happened? I'm losing frames. Yes, I'm losing frames. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm losing frames, but let's keep going. I'm gonna be back in a bit. So now my internet decided to be trolled. So now the real problem here in this section is that oh, sorry, now I need to. Sorry if I lose frames. I don't know why, but recently I have started to get a lot of problems with my ISP. I'm not on the city where I used to stream due to the quarantine on my hometown, so I'm not having a very good connection here. But I'm trying to do my best to stream. So probably this is gonna looks like a Microsoft PowerPoint slideshow, so I'm sorry about that. There's nothing that I can do to fix it for now. But after some minutes, that issue is gonna disappear. So, keeping explaining this, these tornadoes make that this stage can get a bit difficult, and I have messed it up here. I was slow in my movements, so I need to do this cycle again. Like, it looks like internet's good again. So the real problem here is first the tornado, but believe me, the worst thing is gonna be on the next, well, on the last bit, cycle, on the last phase. Okay, I'm gonna move faster, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to hit this thing. And now there we go. Now I need to... Well, this is gonna be more complicated to do. Because now I have that laser beam from the middle, that it's displaying from the middle of the stage, and I need to avoid all of these things. I'm gonna wait until this moves so I can go against when I can go and activate the switch. Oh, no. Get there. Okay, I'm on a real problem right now because if I receive an extra hit, I'm gonna die, which is something that probably is gonna happen. So I'm gonna try to play this a bit safe. Anyways, it's fine. It's fine that I have died. It's not a problem. So I need to try to keep as much health as I can. Because I have a real problem with this laser because it's a bit complicated for me to avoid it, and now the game for some reason decided to drop my jumping input. That was something really interesting. And there was a damage again. I need to avoid that tornado. Tornado was troll. Come on, game. Just give me a break. Because again, I'm gonna die. Because the game is not cooperating with me. I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna do this a bit safe. Because I just need one extra platform and then I'm gonna be done. Look here, please. And there we go. No! Oh my god, no. I really hate this boss fight. I thought, what was the moment where I was gonna defeat it and the tornado decided to say no. That was a very bad spawn for that tornado, not gonna lie. Okay, tornado is going to the left. Somebody clip that, please. That was something really unfortunate. Please go to the left, go to the right, go to the right. Okay, I'm gonna keep here on the middle of the stage. I'm gonna try to be safe. Just need one here, and I'm gonna be gone. Okay. And again. This is why I prefer to... Well, this is why I prefer to do King Collection first. And I'm not mad at this because even on my PB I go first against King Collection and then I fight against Anubis Rex. But some weeks ago I was doing runs of this game again and I was distracted, so since I was distracted I went for... Oh, come on, game. I went first against Anubis Rex and I had died. Okay, definitely this is not being a very good boss fight for me, but that's the reason why I have a very high guesstimate. Come on! Just... I really hate the laser beam. So I'm gonna try to avoid it again. I have avoided it with a problem, so activate the switch. I was outside of the range! Something tells me I'm gonna die again. Honestly, I don't have high expectations about completing this on this attempt. I really hate this boss. Probably this is my least favorite boss from all the game. I have told you. This boss is really a big pain on the bottom section of our bodies. And probably this is the most complicated boss from all the game. I'm really getting annoyed about this. This is why I don't like to practice games. because when I practice, and now this thing drops my jumping input again. Hopefully I have saved the game, so we're fine, just in the worst case that I run entirely out of lives. Hopefully that's not gonna happen. And this guy comes on the left. Interesting. Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Extra damage. And I'm gonna do a damage boosting here. Hopefully this is gonna be the good attempt. Wait, okay, I missed this one. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. This is good. There we go. Anubis Rex defeated, and we have completed a half of the category right now. Honestly, you have seen. Well, you can make an idea about what should have happened if I should have went against this boss before starting with the space zone. So I'm gonna save the game again just in case. As you have seen, this is so annoying. And well, now we're gonna be able to move to the next section of the game, which is gonna be the Funhouse zone. So I hope that people in the chat, people that's watching the marathon, loves the clowns, because now we're gonna be watching a lot of them. And also, we're gonna see some out of bounces on some sections of these stages, but later on the run, we're gonna be watching this. So first thing that I need to do is I'm just gonna activate the switch. These things are gonna turn into a panel of leather, and then I'm just gonna keep going. But I need to be careful because those enemies on that little planes are... never mind, are annoying. And suppose that I was trying to be safe because I was just... well, if I just received an extra hit, I was gonna die. And I know what I'm failing this, I have practices and I never used to fail this thing. So I'm gonna go to for the Nintendo boot because I have died on very dumb ways here. So suppose that I should do this and then I just keep going. And we're gonna be having a lot of these weird platforms where we need to keep moving. This is just the beginning of the real nightmare of this zone of the game. Okay, I needed to activate a switch. Okay, I missed the switch. I don't know what happened. Is this? Yeah, the worst boss has been that wasn't the worst boss. The worst boss is the one of this section. Anubis Rex is probably the worst boss, but the worst stage of all the game is the boss stage of this zone. And in some minutes you're gonna be watching the reason behind this. And that's because mostly that stage is the kind of nightmare that you even don't wish to your worst enemy, but when I say that it's a real nightmare, it's because it's a real nightmare. I'm gonna take this safe because I have died twice already on this stage. And I don't wanna keep dying a lot. So here we're gonna have our first non-intended way of moving. Because it's supposed that we need to complete another maze section in order to make it that... I forget the name. Because there is not... that stairs needs to calm down, but if we do a little jump and some zigzagging in the air, we can do an out of bounds and we can avoid an invisible wall, so we can reach that section and keep going on into the game, avoiding and skipping another maze section, and there we go, going around. And now Barrel Blast, this is gonna be the stage where we're gonna be getting the key, and I'm gonna try to be as full as focused on this as much as I can, because personally I used to forget most of the time where this thing is. Well, not where to say it is, but the way that I need to catch it, because I'm gonna be doing some damage boostings and I'm gonna do a data abuse also. But sometimes when I'm trying to set up all of that, I used to forget that I need to go for the key. And also that happened to me. I think that happened to me on a previous marathon. This is the third time that I run this game in a marathon, and the second marathon on English where I run this game. So this is one of my new speed games for marathons. But it can happen, and hopefully I'm gonna remember to get the key. Try to don't receive damage here. There's another piece of health here that I'm gonna be catching. I was full on health and I haven't noticed that, probably because that was the first time that I completed that section without receiving damage. And also I need to put a lot of attention on those sections, otherwise Pac-Man is gonna fall down. Because that kind of sections are a bit slippery for him. It's supposed I should have catched the crumble in order to don't receive damage, but I haven't catched it, but it's fine. Because with the crumble I don't receive damage for the steam. And now another little out of bounds section. If I cannot get it, I have the lemon to open the door. Okay, I got it. But I need to go back in order to make that the game loads the next section of the game, because this game loads everything per chunks. It doesn't load all the stage. So, for example, if I open the Discover right now, I'm gonna prevent that the game loads the next section of the game. But that's not allowed on the game. And also that makes that something that we're gonna be watching later on the run is gonna be different. I'm gonna be explaining all of that, obviously, at this moment. And nice, I received damage. And again, another section with platform that I just need to go up. And it's supposed I need to activate that switch because some stairs are gonna appear on the other section. I was gonna use that box in order to avoid all of that, but I choked it. So I need to go through the intended way that wastes a huge amount of time, and I have fallen down. Amazing. So I just take this as the intended way, and again, we need to use these platforms to go up. Come on, Pac-Man. Thank you. Also, just in case somebody is wondering, I'm playing this with the D-pad because as it's common with PS1 games, we don't just use the analog stick because analog stick is slower. And in some way, the analog stick in this game tries to emulate the D-pad, so it's better to use the D-pad, plus you can have better movements and you can get the zigzag. Something curious about this game is that also with the DualShock controllers you can use the the right stick also for moves. So if you manage to find a way to zigzag with using both sticks at the same time, you're gonna move faster. But in this way, since that's not possible up to this moment, we need to do this on the All-Star. And I have died again. Amazing. It's not supposed that I have died here because I'm gonna be doing a dead abuse on a bit. But again, I'm gonna save the game just in case. So now, in this section, this is where I used to forget the key, so I'm gonna bless that I don't forget it and my mind don't fool me. You have seen that bell on a bit on the screen, but I cannot reach it. I need to activate the switch and it's gonna display some factors that are gonna make that I fly through the stage so I can get it. And I get it with that blue switch. First I'm gonna catch this checkpoint and I activate the switch here. And now I need to go back to this section. So I'm gonna do some damage boosting here. Okay, I have wasted my damage boosting, but this is the end. So I just catch all of this and then I just take damage. And I'm gonna spawn on the other side of the stage where I have get this checkpoint. And I'm just trying to keep moving. So now this is the and this is the problem. I'm glad that I have put attention that I haven't catch this thing. So it's supposed that once I spawn here, I need to open this door and I get the key. I'm really happy that I'm really glad that I have to remember this, because believe me, I still forgetting to do this all the time. And then when I reach the next stage and I'm close to baby Pac-Man, in order to rescue her, I noticed that I forgot the key. So I'm gonna keep double bouncing on this section so I can keep on these platforms and I can move being on the top of this into the next section. and this helps me to get some time. I make a double bounce in order to put the camera in a position where I can see where those the next platforms are. And I need to wait for a good cycle in order to move. And let's keep moving. This is the real ending of the stage, the real last section. And there we go. Bar blast completed. Now it's time to move to Spin Easy, and probably my least favorite stage. Talking about the regular stages of this section, and I have to say that I was gonna save the game, and I haven't saved it again. Yeah, but it's fine. Here in Spin Dizzy, there's again a lot of platforms, but also we're gonna have some good out-of-bounds tricks that are gonna help to us to... Oh, okay, I was supposed to die. I'm glad that I haven't died. There are gonna be some platforms that, since I'm not gonna activate some switches and I'm gonna be doing some out-of-bounds stuff in order to reach them, I'm not gonna activate some cycles on them, which is gonna be something really good. I need to avoid that checkpoint, and it's a... Okay, I'm gonna start again because I don't want to take risks here. Because what I have tried to do is that I need to avoid the checkpoint because I need to activate a switch on the stage that has another checkpoint. So if I do that, what is gonna happen is that obviously I'm gonna... If I die, I'm gonna spawn on a spot where I don't want to be, and I'm gonna lose more time trying to reach this spot. So try to move again. There we go. Because here this clown is gonna start to throw some... Well, it's gonna release some steam after I activate the switch, and this is the other checkpoint I was talking about. So once I activate the switch, the platforms that are gonna be moving on the top of the screen that are gonna let to me to continue the stage are gonna start to rotate. So I used to do that in order to have the platform, so I'm gonna be able to move. And with this, I just catch this checkpoint, and I'm gonna be fine. If I get unfortunately dead, I'm just gonna spawn close to this, and I don't need to move again on that platform. So that's the good thing about this. And also, there's a lot of things, a lot of changes on this stage between the American and Japanese release. Japanese version, it's more it makes this stage more easier because there are more checkpoints. But less, we got more extra lives. And that's another point that I think that I am on a good moment to talk about the game differences. The best version for this game is Japanese release, because Japanese release for some reason is more easier than the rest of the versions. There are a lot of changes that helps to progress on the game a lot easier. The bosses has less health, and some attacks requires less effort to do. So playing in the American release, you're playing the hardware version plus in both PAL and Japanese releases. Every time that you complete a stage, your health gets refilled. This is something that doesn't happen on the American release. So here I have made another out-of-bounds section because instead of completing another maze thing here, I just can skip all of this and can continue on the game. And it's gonna take some time to the game in order to put the camera on the correct angle so I can keep moving on the stage. And the good thing about avoiding all of this is that I haven't activated the cycles of this rotating platform, so they're gonna keep static, and this is gonna help to progress more easier on the stage. Plus, the steam clowns are not gonna attack to us, so this is better for us. Okay, I need to wait until that clown moves. I need to activate the switch, and I need to wait for another moving platform, and it's gonna come over here where I am. And let's keep moving. Well, this platform keeps moving, but at least we are not gonna be annoyed by the steam. That's something really amazing. And now this is the real complicated section of this stage. Because here I need to, well, I'm gonna taking this a bit safer. I need to activate the switch. This is gonna make this platform goes up, and it's gonna, the direction of these rotating platforms is gonna change, and also I need to switch the next switch that is over here. Once I get this and we get double jump, this platform is gonna start to move. I have failed on the jump, so I need to go back again to the top, and this is another of my main problems in this game. But anyways, I have all of these considered into my estimate, so we're fine. No! Okay, these clowns are such a big trolls. Nope! Okay, I have defeated one of them, but that doesn't tell to me that I'm not gonna be trolled by the other one, so I need to be so careful. Because the camera also doesn't help. Let's go up, there we go. Let's move in order to the next platform, but I need to be careful because there's another couple of these annoying enemies here. And that's another switch that I need to activate. The platform's direction is gonna change again. I don't tell you this. The game just one that I keep saving and saving, and then I'm gonna save about this again after this again. Yeah, I'm gonna save the game after this stage again. Just to be a bit safer because this is so annoying. This is usually my big problem on this section. We're fine. And now we can rescue Baby back. But remember, we need to save the children. Children needs food, so if you donate for this marathon cause, you're gonna help that a lot of kids can receive the food that they need. I'm gonna save the game. So now Clown Pricks, and definitely I'm gonna keep quiet on this stage because this is a boss stage where we're gonna see something curious because all the bosses except this one has a CDA audio track. But also this stage, it's supposed that this was gonna have a CDA track that it's also included on the game disc, but at the end, the game used a compressed version of the original music track that this was gonna use. Probably because the game was gonna, well, probably because this stage was playing to be different than the final version, and this new edition of the stage needs to keep loading a lot of things. So with this you can see the rest of the stage. So definitely I'm gonna keep quiet because the controls here are very slippery with these bombing cars. And also the clowns doesn't used to cooperate with the cars. So I'm gonna keep quiet for like a minute. So again, this is a good moment if there's something to say about the charting. And also I need to reach the first place in order to win this, but once all the clowns has fallen down, this turns a bit easier, but I don't need to feel so confident about this. If it was enough. I was so close to die there. This is the last section. Also, you can use the pack that says a little boosting, and there we go. I'm really happy that I was able to complete this at the first attempt. Now, Peerless Pipes, the 5th section of the game, and now we're gonna be entering with more out-of-bounds section. Not on this stage, on the next one, which is Under Pressure. But also this stage has some cool stuff to see. back here. I don't need to take the pack dots, but I'm gonna take some of them to be a bit safe because I can use them to shoot this against enemies. And also double jump sometimes can help your lives. There's a one up here, I'm gonna catch it in order to be a bit safe. Go back. Oh, good. Nice. Well, definitely don't have anything to say. I have nothing to say on this section, so probably I'm gonna keep quiet. This is gonna be good for my throats because I can take a little break because I have been talking in almost all the run. And with this, the people who probably can be annoyed with my voice can enjoy for a little bit the soundtrack of this game. So here the only complicated things is that, again, we need to deal with some steam and that's everything. There's nothing to mention on this stage, there's nothing important here. The real things are gonna be on the next stage because the next stage we're gonna get, well, we're gonna be doing some out of bounds stuff. Because the third stage has both the key and the friend, and also something crazy is gonna happen there, and I'm gonna explain a little difference about how everything was done in the past. There's an enemy here. I know how this is. There we go. Now, in under pressure, I'm gonna be doing a little skip because, as you have seen with the underwater section, usually those things are more well. All the time in all the video games, the movement underwater is slow, so I'm gonna be skipping a section of this on the game. Later on it. It's a pretty curious because I go again to the fact that okay, I have to listen. I go again with the fact that a lot of things are gonna look solid on the game, but the threat is that, those things are not gonna be solid. So you can go, well, you can go out of bounds thanks to that, or well, you just can go through them without any issues. Okay, that's an slice of life, but I'm not gonna need it here. Probably in an anime I can need that, but not for now. So I need to activate the switches so this platform is gonna move up. There was a life there, but again, I don't need it. There's a mosquito that is annoying me right now. I can still defeat this guy. And also, there are higher changes that I can die a lot on this stage, so I'm gonna be trying to move a bit safely in some sections. I'm gonna catch this. Just to be a bit safe because this section is a bit tricky for me. Because almost for anything I can receive damage, as you have seen. So here is where I need to be as careful as I can. And we're getting close to the interesting section of the game. Because if you have enjoyed the out of bounds tricks that we have done in the section of where we have moved, you're gonna love what you're gonna be watching on a bit. I'm gonna try to keep alive here. I hope that I don't die. There's another checkpoint later here. So if I died after I catch the other checkpoint that I'm gonna be catching, it's not gonna be bad. Or not so bad. comparing if I die on this section. And again, nice PS1 graphics and collision boxes. So I'm gonna keep jumping on this section. And okay, that was really interesting. Let's keep going. The show needs to continue. This is not so bad. Yeah, in general the design of this thing doesn't make any sense. If they're making something here, probably they are just making kind of time waster. Or something like that. But well, people knows where to invest their money. Some people decide to invest it in dumb things like this machine, and other people are intelligent and decide to donate their money for a good cause, that is the No Feed Hungry organization. And now we're getting close to the section I was talking about. But again, let's move it safe. So what I'm gonna be doing here is that instead of following the arrows in order to enter to the underwater section, I'm gonna keep bouncing here, and then on this spot right here, well, not right there, but okay, I failed this. I went out of bounds. Okay. Okay. This is the first time that this happens to me. This is the first time that I have seen this. If somebody can clip that, this is gonna be good. But unfortunately, I got a little soft lock there, so I need to quit the stage and start from the beginning, unfortunately. I started to move and I just stayed there. I wasn't able to move, so let's move again. That's definitely the first time that I have seen something like that there. What I was trying to do there is that there was going to be an out of bounds that in a specific spot I need to press up and right in order to go out of bounds and move to the underwater section, but not on the intended way, so I was going to be able to skip some stuff. So, unfortunately, due to that, little soft lock there, well, it wasn't a soft lock at all because I was able to press start and quit the stage. So I need to go back again, and we're gonna waste a good amount of time trying to do it amazing. Well, the third generation of video games was so interesting in the 2D to 3D transition. So we can expect some good things with the collision boxes and stuff like that, which is something I really love about this generation of video games. No! I was so close to die, and I'm really happy that I haven't received damage. So again, since I have lost some lives trying to complete this, and the game has put me in a section where I wasn't able to move, I'm gonna save the game again after I complete this. Yes, keep receiving damage, Mr. Pac-Man. Oh, no, wait. Let's wait for a save cycle. Okay, more packets just to be a bit safe and beat all of these enemies. Yeah, the game design is good. The collision boxes are not at all. So this game in general is really amazing. And it feels good because even up to this day, this game has aged decently. So now let's try this again. So I'm gonna keep on this corner, and then I'm gonna press up right. So now I am out of bounds, and what I'm gonna be doing is that I'm gonna go down close to this section, but I'm gonna try to keep a bit away. Okay, there we go. I'm on the correct spot. So on the middle of the stage, I'm gonna go down. The game's gonna load. Then I'm gonna keep pressing the cross button. So I'm gonna keep swimming outside of the water. and then with this I just can skip all of this underwater section, which it was gonna be something slow to complete, and I just can continue with the game. This is what I was trying to do before the game decided to put Pac-Man in a section where I wasn't gonna be able to move him. Yeah, 20 years later, this game keeps being amazing in many ways. And also, I'm playing this on a PS2 because the PS2 consoles are better for PS1 games because these consoles have an option to load the read the discs faster than a PS1, so we can save some time with loading times. It's supposed that I wasn't able to be there, but guess what? I was there. And believe me, if you were surprised about that, believe me that what you're gonna be watching on Down the Tubes is gonna blow your mind. So now, what's happened? It says that don't press button, but guess what? I'm a rebel, so I'm gonna press button, and now all the factory gets destroyed, gets on a it's malfunctioning, so I just need to go back here, and I was supposed to die there. I wanna wait for the cycle because I wanna catch this piece of health. It's gonna be helpful. And I wait for the camera to keep moving. And this is the last checkpoint. We're close to the end of the game. Believe me, you believe that that was illegal. You don't want to see what I'm gonna be doing on the next stage, which is Down the Tubes. and well, stage completed. Now it's gonna be time to save Pac-Man Jr. And also we're gonna get the key. I'm gonna save the game for what I have saved before, so I don't wanna take risks. And so now here in Down the Tubes is where something different is gonna happen, because as I've said before, this game loads per chunks. So some years ago, opening the disc cover to avoid that the game loads the next section of the game in order to get the key as fast as we can was something allowed. But some years ago, this rule was changed, so we are not able to open the disc cover in order to trick the game and avoid that it loads the next section of the game. So instead of that, a new skip was performed for this. This is the Dolber skip that I'm gonna be watching in a bit. And I need to be careful with those gears, because what can happen, because if these gears that are falling from the air, if I get touched, it's gonna be an insta kill because I'm gonna go down directly down to the holes. So I need to be careful on these sections. Okay, I have enough health, so I need to be careful also, because I'm gonna be doing a damage boosting on a bit. So here I can save. I was gonna save for 15 seconds, but I failed aiming correctly to where I was planning to move. But we good. This is not bad. So suppose I made a damage boost here, but the Steam made me damage first. But anyways, I got what I was trying to get. Because with that I just can save 15 seconds, and I keep going the stage instead of going through the intended regular route. What I have done that was illegal was that I went out of bounds. That was everything. So now exactly on, well, not on this point. On this point, instead of the top platform, runners used to open the disc cover, but that's not allowed anymore. So instead of that, we use something that it's more inconsistent, but it's what we have right now. So what I'm gonna be doing here is that this is gonna be something tricky, because I need to put on this spot and I need to jump and go up and press the up button. So I'm gonna click on the door. So when I come here, the door is gonna push me. So when I put on the spot, I'm gonna be pressing the up and right buttons of the D-pad, and I'm gonna bless into that in order that this clip works. Otherwise, the game is gonna bob me like that, so it's gonna throw me out. of the clip, so I need to give it a try to this again. So what is gonna happen is that since the collision boxes from these things are not so good, the game sometimes is I can trick the game like this, for example, that now on the second, I'm really happy that this happened on the second attempt because sometimes it can take a huge amount of time. I need to avoid that checkpoint also. So with that, since the collision boxes from this game are so good, I just can clip on the door like that. And I have avoided that checkpoint because otherwise the water was gonna rise up. And with this, I can skip entirely all the swimming section because I was gonna need to swim. I need to find the bell that is gonna help me to open the door, and I can skip all of this and I can rescue directly Pac-Man Jr. And I don't know what I have catched that since I have died. So it's better to die because if you go back or you catch the checkpoint, it's gonna rise up, so it's gonna be more slower to keep moving. So what I need to do is that I just need to go to this intended route again, and well, let's wait on this. I don't know what I've done with that. I should have jumped normally. Well, there's a lot here. Okay, I haven't catched it, so I just need to go to the end of the stage because there's a lot of sections underwater that I need to follow in order to get the bell that I need to open that door, but I just have skipped all of that. There's another enemy here that is gonna try to control me. And with this I have saved like 3 minutes, between 2 to 3 minutes, I don't remember exactly. And now, Chrome Keeper, the 5th boss of this game. And there's a big difference here comparing this with the Japanese version. In the Japanese release, this boss just has 6 bars of health. On the American release, this boss has 8 bars, so it's gonna take more time to defeat this boss. So what I need to do is that I need to get the chrome balls, and then I need to press the switches, because if I do this without the chrome ball, what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna receive damage because these things are gonna be hot. Okay, I haven't catch this. Let's do it again. And also, I need to be careful with the magnets because otherwise they can catch. Those magnets can catch me, and I'm gonna be able to complete this thing. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the cycle because I'm not gonna be able to do this on time. So I'm gonna try to do this again. And again, another boss where I'm not gonna have nothing interesting to mention. Okay, I have a good amount of health, so I'm gonna take a damage boosting here. As you have seen, I have received damage. I'm able to keep pressing switches, but I'm gonna receive damage if I try to do that. Ah, come on! And this thing I'm not gonna... Okay, sometimes I can be lucky and I can be free, but... I'm gonna wait to start with this again. Because those kind of mistakes with the magnets are gonna make you waste a good amount of time. And again, I'm getting trapped for this thing. Sometimes these magnets wanna lift you out, sometimes don't, so I'm gonna wait again. Because I'm not gonna have enough time for this, so I'm just gonna open this wood box. Catch the crumble again, and let's give it a try. This is the only annoying part of this boss, that with those kind of mistakes with the magnets, you're gonna waste a good amount of time. You come here, I need the box here. Okay, no. I need that piece of health. And there we go. We have made a half of this boss fight, and the game decided to troll me. So this is bad because since I don't have any other wood box, I need to wait until the game decides to give me another wood box. The problem here was that I was so close to the corner of the screen, so the bugs were far away. So I wasn't able to get it. Just wait a bit. We're good to go. So now I'm really having doubts about. Come on! Now at this point I'm having doubts if I'm gonna be able to complete this under the estimate. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to. And if I were playing the Japanese version, I should have completed this boss here, but I'm playing the American version, so I need to beat this guy another 2 times. Yeah, now, starting with this point, I'm having doubts about if I'm gonna be able to complete this under my estimate, because I really have problems with the last section of the game. It's the most trickiest one to complete, and it doesn't matter that I receive damage. Okay, now if I need to be careful because I'm close to die. Okay, but there's an extra life, so that's good. Give me a piece of health, thank you. Yeah, it's simple but annoying. It's not like a big deal, but you can waste a good amount of time to do that kind of mistakes, but there we go. Was defeated, so now it's time to move to the last section of the game. And there's something interesting here, because on the any percent category, I'm gonna save anyways, because on the any percent category, what is gonna happen is that you don't play all these stages, you can skip them, there's a lot of out-of-bounds for that, and well, also this section of the island, it's blocked by a big wall, and it just disappears when you have all Pac-Man friends, because there was some testings with some tasks of this game, trying to reach the last section of the game without playing nothing, but it was discovered that we can avoid the first. Well, we can go to the very last section of the island when it's supposed that we are gonna access to these stages when we don't have anything, but the game when the game doesn't load anything, we haven't rescued the previous 5 Pac-Man friends. On this case, I have well, if I haven't rescued all 5 Pac-Man friends, the last section of the game wasn't gonna be loaded. So that's the reason why even 90% when you can skip some walls that prevent you to keep going on the game, you can simply, well, you need to do all the things, because otherwise the game's not gonna load these last stages. There's gonna be more out-of-bounds tricks later on these stages, but if I try to get some of them, I'm just gonna go through the intended route, because here we're gonna have some complicated ones. So here on Godly Garden, there's not so many things to mention. But what I need to say is that those bats are troll, so probably those bats are the worst enemy that we're gonna be watching in all this last section of the game, where it's supposed that we're gonna face Darkno, which is the evil robot that is planning to turn into a real Pac-Man in. Well, he's trying to be the new and only Pac-Man, and he's trying to make the real Pac-Man disappears. So dashing here, let's go up. I think there's a piece of health here. It's this. We're gonna catch it for safeness. I need to activate this platform, so this thing that I also forgot its name again is gonna start to move. I'm starting to forget a lot of words on English, to be honest. The sun is rising up in my window. No, I'm not kidding. The sun is rising up. I remember when it was the last time that I stayed awake, get up at this hour of the night. But since I'm doing this for a good cause, I don't care. It's good, because usually when I submit to them for marathons, I used to say that I'm free, that I am available almost all the time. So I'm used to be on these daytime hours. And I'm happy that there's a lot of people watching and enjoying this. It's a pretty interesting platforming game. If somebody hasn't played this, I don't know what you're waiting to do it. If you don't want to get it on an emulator, you can play this game on a PS3 or on a PSP, and I think that also it can be played on a PS Vita and PS2 through the PlayStation Network, just on the American store. So give it a try to the game if you want. It's a pretty cool title. It has agent as well, and it doesn't feel so outdated. So probably the camera is gonna be the first biggest problem, but besides of that, you're gonna be good. Boing, boing. Nice aiming. Now, Creepy Catacombs, this is the stage where, if I'm lucky, we're gonna be watching an out-of-bounds section, and I'm gonna save again, just in case. Because if I try to do this out of bounds, probably I'm gonna waste a huge amount of lives, so I prefer to save here. Okay. That's not the out of bounds section, don't worry. There's an extra life over here, and also another piece of health that I don't need right now, but I don't know why I have touched it, but I want the extra life, so I'm gonna come back down here, and I need to keep going on this section. And then the freaking mosquito keeps being annoying, and also the bat. What a nice combination of unfortunate moments. So the problem with the bats is that, well, here's a section where I'm gonna do the out of bounds. Let's see if I can get it. Okay. I'm gonna try it just a couple of times. This requires a precise position and a good zigzagging. Oh my goodness. Second try. I need to be almost on the corner. And there we go! I got it! Okay, it has been a long time since I have got it so quick, so I need to go back here, otherwise the game is not gonna load the next section. So what I have done here is that there's a section where well, first I need to go for a fruit. I need to go to a hill for a fruit. And then I need to go back and open a door with that fruit and activate the switch, and it's gonna open something here, so... It's gonna open... a secret door, a secret entrance where it's supposed that I can access down here. I'm gonna keep the crumble here because this mosquito keeps just being annoying. And I keep the crumble here because otherwise this walls are gonna push me, but for some reason they, instead of crushing me, they just push me forward. And this was the only good section where we're gonna be needing this. I'm really happy that I was able to do the out of bounds, because I think that I tried to get it on my PB and I wasn't able to get it. It's a bit complicated to get that out of bounds jump, and I'm pretty happy that I got it so quickly. I have died because I was dumb, but basically that was the first try. It was really amazing. Nice. It doesn't matter that I have received damage here because, well, this is Lies of Hell then. I forget that this is Lies of Hell, this is a full restore, so I should have done a damage boosting. So another little out of bounds section, so what I'm gonna be doing here is I'm gonna use this enemy. I'm gonna use this enemy, okay, never mind. Let's try it here. So I'm gonna do a double jump here, I get the key, I jump over this enemy to go out of the fence, I wasn't able to do it, let's do another out of bounds. It doesn't matter that I have died here, I got the key, which was the important section that I wanted to take. So going back here, I have got the key, so fortunately when you die you keep the keys and fruits and all those things that you can get, so we're good. We're good to go, because this is the key that we need in order to save Miss Pac-Man on the next stage. A little mix of safe movements. Yeah, this game is still having a good difficulty for today, for nowadays, and it's pretty fun. It's a really amazing game. Probably one of the best 3D platforming games that I have ever played. So this is the end of the stage, and now it's time to move to Great Danger, the very last stage of this game, and at the same time, the stage where we're going to be saving Miss Pac-Man. And after this, we're gonna be moving to Pac-Man's Lair, which is the last boss stage that we're gonna be watching. I fell a little out of bounds trick here with that enemy, but it doesn't matter, I just need to reach this spot and we're good to go. So we're gonna be having this cloud that is gonna be putting some thunders and lightnings here, but not a big deal to avoid sometimes, but being aware of how I am, I don't want to feel so comfy about those. How many lives did I have? Okay, I have 5 lives, that's enough. There's an extra life there, but I'm not gonna catch it, I'm good on lives right now. But anyways, after this, I don't need to save the game, but I'm gonna save it just in case that I need it. Here I don't need any of this, so I just make a double jump here and I keep going through the stage over these clouds. And with that purple clouds, I need to be careful because after I touch them, well, after some seconds, once I have touched them, they're gonna disappear. So I get this bell here, and well, there's a piece of hull here that I want to catch to be a bit safe. And I have that because I'm bad. This is good because this stage is not so long, so I just use the bell here to open this door, and then let's move a bit safely here. Boing, boing, and there we go, we rescue Miss Pac-Man. And now once we have completed this this section of the game, now the real question here is, am I gonna be able to finish under the estimate of 1 hour and 35 minutes? Well, it was 1 hour and 35 minutes on the schedule, but I got some mistakes, so I ran out of the estimate. I'm really sorry about this, but let's keep going. Unless I finish under the estimate on my 2 previous runs, so I'm good to go. So this is Pac-Man's Lair. This is the last stage of the game, and also there's another difference comparing this with the Japanese release. And it's that in the Japanese release we don't have these ghosts that are really annoying and makes to lose a good amount of time. Even that you have seen that I can shoot the pack dots, but if I keep pressing the circle button before I shoot them, I can charge a super shot. And on the American and European releases you need to use 10 pack dots, but on the Japanese release you just need 6. The good thing about this stage is that if I keep receiving damage, the Pac-Man first are gonna appear, and what I'm gonna make is that I don't require to. Well, on the Japanese release, just with 6 of this pack that you can make this super shot, but on the American release you need 10 of them. So this was the first phase. Now we're not gonna be collecting any pack dots. Well, here the pack that has helped to us. So here, what I need to do is that I need to activate the switches, but I don't need to be on the floor once Pac-Man makes a double jump. Otherwise, I'm gonna receive damage. I'm gonna receive some electricity that's gonna damage me because, as you have seen, the floor is metal, so obviously it's gonna be a conductive material for this. And again, another hit. That's gonna be a third time we're gonna be doing this. Now Professor Pack keeps to me some health. For some reason on this game, looks like Puka is glitched because it just appears but doesn't give to us health. It just 2 times in my life and Puka has given to us health. I don't know why does this happen. But that's really good in order to don't die instantly on these stages. Okay, now we're on the last paces. He's gonna start to dash also. We need to hit him obviously. Okay, I need to go far away. Please dash, start to dash, start to dash. Okay, I fell on the first hit, it doesn't matter. So now here he stopped. I need to wait again. There we go. 3 hits. This ghost was troll. I'm not gonna. Okay, well, the time is gonna. I'm surprised that I was able to do it. Time finish once you make the last hit that was here in time. I went out of the estimate shown on the screen, but I finished under the estimate shown on the schedule. So we're good, I guess. We're almost good. Oh god. What a run, I should say.
It's so unfair. You ruined everything. Nobody loves a ghost.
And meet Orson, the evil ghost that was, well, the ghost that was trying to replace Pac-Man being Pac-Man. And well, basically 70% of percentage of the game completed because for 100% we need to go for all the Pac-Man letters, we need to find all the mazes, and if we're not playing on the Japanese release, we also need to do the marathon mode that takes 1 hour. So due to that, you can save almost an hour on the Japanese release with 100%. And well, this wasn't my bad results from Pac-Man World. Unfortunately, I haven't got enough time to practice this, and at the same time, unfortunately, when I was practicing the game and I was practicing my zigzag, I got a little accident with my thumb. So believing that this run probably was the most hardest Pac-Man World run for me, because it was a bit problematic for me to do the zigzag because I got a little accident with my thumb, so I wasn't able to move correctly. But at the end, I consider that for my standards, this is a very good results time. As I said before, my PB is 1 hour, 19 minutes and 39 seconds, which is not the best time, but I promise that I'm gonna be working on this. So in order to get, obviously, the real ending of the game, we need to get all the stuff first before we face Pac-Man. We need to complete the 98% of the game. And then Pac-Man gives to us the last percentage that we need to complete, and then we're gonna have the real ending of the game. So if you haven't played this game, you should really give it a try. It's a very decent and very excellent 3D platforming game. It has aged well, and on Twitter and also on some websites there has been some rumors that probably some people are just gonna be working on remaking the trilogy. And also, I'm really happy that SGS, the SpeedGaming staff, allow me to run this game, because usually we are so used to, talking about the Pac-Man World Series, usually the second game is the most common to watch on marathons. Unfortunately, this first game is not so run by many people. But if somebody wanna learn this game, there are some good guides on the leaderboard on speedrun.com in order to start to run this game on any of these categories, and all the guys shows you how to do the out of bounds tricks and all all that stuff that I have done on this run. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this run. And again, well, this was my third run of the marathon. I'm gonna be back with more PS1 platforming action on Saturday morning with Crash Bandicoot Warp. And that it has a donation incentive that it's activating sound effects that makes me lose like 2 minutes in the game. So if you want to watch that, remember to donate for the good cause and remember to donate for the incentive. But this is everything for me for now, and it's time to move to the next round, which is Destiny of an Emperor by Tylo or Tylo. Sorry if I haven't pronounced your name correctly, but let's get prepared for more action that we're gonna be watching on a bit. So I was Gun Senpai, and see you next time. Peace.